blazing hot day out in the sun. Weatherman saying it's 91. Got a couple thousand bales of hay on the ground. Hope to get it all in before the sun goes down. That's how we do things around here. Granddaddy's farm. I could be out doing a lot of other things, living my life, chasing them dreams, but it's where I learned to rope and to ride. Sure beats working that 9 to 5. That's how we do things around here on Granddaddy's farm.
Going to New Zealand. Does anybody know where New Zealand's at?
Always wanted to go to New Zealand. We had always talked about it, never thought we'd have the opportunity, but you certainly don't think about the amount of travel it takes to get there.
I've traveled international before. Really didn't realize how long it was going to take. We had to switch planes twice, and we had 4 hunters with guns and 3 camera guys with probably 8 or 9 bags apiece.
Drove to Dallas, caught a flight in Dallas to LA, sat around LA for a while, and then when you fly from LA to Auckland, and then Auckland to Christchurch. Well, by the time all this is said and done, from door to door is about 36 hours, 37.
Well, we got landed, and yeah, it is a really long ways away.
But you know what? It was well worth it. Once you get there, these guys are great.
Man, you couldn't have put a cabin in a more perfect spot. You can see the mountains on one side and the ocean on the other side. Never done any kind of hunt like this in my life.
You know, we get there that evening, we are all real tired from the travel, but you know what? We've got some time, we better sight in our Husky-Mauls, make sure that nothing's happening on the airplane. Make sure everything's good to go for the next morning.
Ready? Yep. Hot. Yep, good. You're in the red. Climb back up. I'd shoot one more, Trav. Still though, pretty good shooting.
Yeah. But I was...
Well, every one of them's in the cannery. So.
Yeah. Okay.
that first shot's the kill shot.
That's right.
Well, we got our gun sighted in, and old Johnny, he looked at us and he said, "You boys want to go shoot some wallabies?" Well, yeah.
Heck yeah, he said, I know a good place to stretch those guns out a little bit, shoot some wallabies. We're all into that.
That's a dead wallaby.
Well, we got out there and we started seeing these wallabies all over the place. And Johnny and Duncan, they're like, man, shoot them all. Wallaby to them is like a hog to us in East Texas. They don't want them there, they're a nuisance. So it was just a lot of fun. Now, I don't know if it was as much fun as shooting hogs here back home, but in New Zealand, it's right up there with it.
Now, those wallabies, they were kind of cute, but if you know what kind of trouble they are, it makes sense to thin them down. There's no predators in New Zealand.
A lot of people might look at this as, you know, shooting a pet, but when you got these things jumping on your front porch and taking a dump, I think you'd shoot them too. I mean, they took a dump on the front porch. Well, me and Nate and Johnny, we're riding around and we're shooting wallabies, and we look up on the side of the mountain there and we see a herd of sheep. And old Johnny says, hey boys, we need some supper. So shoot one of them little young ewes and we'll eat supper tonight.
Supper.
This segment has been brought to you by Muzzy, bad to the bone since 1984. Husky-Moss the Preference has been sponsored by PSE. Experience PSE. Experience performance. Elliott Auto Group, where the advertised price is the actual price. Cinnamon Creek Ranch, ultimate in archery. Cargill, nourishing ideas, nourishing people. Reconics, see what you've been missing. Sport Ear, best hearing aid devices for hunting and shooting.
To complement our 5-20 Power Scope, Husqvarna Optics is proud to introduce its new smaller and lightweight 3-12 Power Scope. From varmint hunting and lightweight backpacking to heavier calibers for the deadliest game, this scope is built for an even wider variety of applications. With all the high-quality lens coating and durability you've come to expect from a Husqvarna scope, topped with turrets customized to fit your ballistic profile. The new 3-12 from Husqvarna Optics, the only patented windage-enabled yardage turrets on the market.
This segment is brought to you by TrueFire, for the professionals, for everyone. The boys are in New Zealand hunting. They got a lot of tags they want to fill, but before they do, Travis and Nate do a little land management and take out a few wallabies.
We started seeing these wallabies all over the place, and Johnny and Duncan, they're like, man, shoot them all. Wallaby to them is like a hog to us in East Texas.
On the other side of the land, Eddie and Joe are driving around and glassing for some animals that they can point their best of the West guns at.
You know, we get up that next morning, have a great breakfast. Nate and Travis, they head out with Johnny. Duncan and I and Joe, we all load up in one of the utes and we head up the mountain and out and around. We're gonna go glass a little bit to see what we see. Sure enough, we get out of the truck. We start to glass this little meadow in this little valley, and there is one of the animals I have on my hit list, a fallow deer.
It's a nice buck.
That is a nice. Eddie, look at this sucker. Who is this?
Yeah, but you can see them through the binocs. We're watching them. They're moving in and out. Pick out the right one. Pick out the one I like. There's two of them there that are real nice. Duncan says, "Hey, we need this one." We get down. Joe spots for me, ranges him over a little over 400 yards.
The wind, Eddie, for a left or right wind.
1 minute. Okay. 425.
He's broadside, I'm on him.
Dial in my Husky-Moss and pull the trigger.
Oh, smoking. Very good shot.
Doesn't get any better. Early that afternoon, I got my fallow. We still have lots of daylight. No reason we can't go after a big stag for Joe. We go up and around another mountain, get out, we start glassing a little bit. And sure enough, there we see a herd of stag. Can't tell how many, all we see is horns. It's like tree trunks just walking through the. Looking down this creek bottom, see horns and fur. So we wait just a little bit, and all of a sudden these big stag, they start moving out of the creek bottom, up into the flat. 423. They're a little over 400, might be a little further than that. Keep turning, 455.
A beautiful fence is the ultimate accessory for any home. Prefert's Ponderosa Fence is the ultimate fence solution, combining beauty and functionality. Available in a variety of colors, Ponderosa Fence is safe, attractive, durable, and increases the value of any property. Get your free quote at 800-527-8616 or visit us on the web at prefertfence.com. And remember, good fences make good neighbors.
This segment is brought to you by Elliott Auto Group, where the advertised price is the actual price.
Early that afternoon, I got my fallow. We still have lots of daylight. No reason we can't go after a big stag for Joe. We go up and around another mountain, get out, we start glassing a little bit. And sure enough, there we see a herd of stag. Can't tell how many, all we see is horns. It's like tree trunks just walking through looking down this creek bottom, see horns and fur. So we wait just a little bit, and all of a sudden these big stag, they start moving out of the creek bottom, up into the flat. 423. They're a little over 400, might be a little further than that. Keep turning, 455.
Good shot.
You dropped him in his track. Oh my God. Woo! Dropped him straight away.
You don't get the gun, Doug.
Holy snot. That was awesome.
Appreciate it, brother. That was awesome. Thanks. 455 yards. We just dialed it in, held a half minute of wind. We just touched it and it went off. He went down. He went down. Hey, you say something, brother. You say something.
Hey,
you the superstar here, bro. You're the superstar.
I'm not. Hey, these Husky-Maws, we're out here with Cordrona. Just, it's fantastic. Beautiful scenery, everything about it's just great. First day, we're having a wonderful time. I got a really nice fallow, and he got a super stag. So, I mean, you can't beat this place. It's awesome.
One other thing, Eddie, I gotta say is, you know, the teams that they put us in, they put me and Eddie together.
Yeah.
And Travis and Nate thought they were doing a little hoodoo on us.
Yeah.
But they hadn't got anything weird just smoking them out here today. So they're in trouble, big time.
So Joe gets his big stag down. We're looking at the animal. I'm like, how in the world are we gonna get this animal out of here? So we're looking around this and that, and Big Duncan, he just looks and says, don't worry about that, we got that handled. And Eddie, we're gonna go get the helicopter. I'm like, helicopter? What are you talking about, helicopter? We open this pole barn up and we wheel out one of the most beautiful machines I've ever seen in my life. It looks like a brand new 4-seat helicopter. I'm looking at Duncan, I said, I hope you know how to fly it and you have a license. I mean, he ain't really told me anything about it. I heard about a helicopter, but I didn't know he was the pilot. We get out there, he goes through the little checklist. We don't have much daylight. We gotta get after it. We gotta get going. I'm getting a little nervous. He's already told me he's expecting me to jump in the helicopter. So we got a lot of noise. I don't have my sport ears in at this time, so he's trying to tell me while this machine's running, okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna fly up through these caverns, get up to the top of the hill, top of the mountain. You jump out of the helicopter while it's running, grab the lanyard, cut the hawk down at the Achilles tendon, put the loop of the rope through, go around the bone, put it back through the loop, and then hook it onto the bottom of the helicopter on this little grappling deal. He says, make sure you do it correctly, because if you don't, the lanyard comes loose, it goes into the rotors, and we crash. I'm like, okay, can you say that 3 more times? I mean, it sounds simple, but when you're got that kind of pressure and you know that you could not only hurt yourself or die and kill someone else, you want to make sure you do it right. I jump out of the helicopter while it's running, grab the lanyard, run over there. He's flying back and forth and holding course and holding around there close. I'm down there, I can't even watch him fly around. Joe's like a little kid raising his arms, just going crazy, acting like a nut, watching the helicopter like he's a 3-year-old, and I'm down here trying to do his work and get his stack.
Whoa! Eddie, you gotta check this out.
So I get down, cut the Achilles tendon, loop the rope through, go back through, and then here comes Duncan. He flies in there, gets close to me. I'm nervous, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. Hook it on, and that sucker Duncan, he takes off with that stag straight up into the air and takes that sucker all the way up to the cabin. And I am just having an absolute blast. You can't ask for a better experience. That's just the first day.
Eddie, look at it! Is that cool or what?
That was awful.
Woo! Whoa! That's so cool. He's coming. Woo!
Everyone thought it was impossible to hit 370 feet per second.
Wow.
At PSE, we pride ourselves in doing the impossible.
Stop risking injury, wasting time, and paying thousands of dollars by using the world's fastest, easiest, safest, and most affordable way to trim trees. The Limb Saw, M-powered by Preferred, is the tool professionals use at a fraction of the cost. The Limb Saw uses your tractor or skid steer's hydraulic system and easily attaches to your machine's front-end loader, forks, or backhoe. Contact us today or look us up online to find out more information. The Limb Saw, M-powered by Preferred.
This segment is brought to you by Nocturnal Lighted Knox. Husqvarna The Preferreds has been sponsored by PSE. Experience PSE. Experience performance. Elliott Auto Group, where the advertised price is the actual price. Cinnamon Creek Ranch, ultimate in archery. Cargill, nourishing ideas, nourishing people. Reconics, see what you've been missing. Sport Ear, best hearing aid devices for hunting and shooting.
Second day I'm hunting with Travis, so it's my turn, and we're after a stag. So we kind of know what a little bit of the area that these stag are hanging around in. So we get us a high spot to sit, and we just glass. I mean, we glass for a while. And then finally we see where the stag are. We have to make a plan. So the red stag are out in the middle of a big field. We can't bust them by going down there. So we pick a vantage point up on the side of the mountain to where we can get set up real good. We decided to send Robin down to kind of get around them to one side where they will actually come towards us. So Robin gets out there around them, away from them. They go the right direction. This is looking pretty good, except in that brush, you can't see them at all. So from this point on, it's like a waiting game. So we wait. So the stag are in the brush. We're waiting. There's one good spot to where I want this stag to come out. But it's only opening about 30 yards wide, crossing the creek. And lo and behold, we wait for probably about 30, 45 minutes. Seemed like forever. And we see one stag come across that creek. Oh my Lord, that's exactly what we wanted them to do. Now I just got to get on the right one.
315.
I'm dialed in. There's 3 or 4 red stag right there in a bunch. It's a decision I got to make.
Mid range.
310.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Good work. That's a solid hit there, Pooter. He's going to go down right by the river.
Down there?
Yep.
Where I shot?
Yeah.
You hit him
I
hard.
hope so. You hit him hard.
He hadn't come out, so. He hadn't come out.
Well, lo and behold, we get down there to where he was. We trail him about 50 yards.
See no blood?
What's that around the corner out
Feel
there?
that's the wolf.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, here it is. Look. Good tracking.
Look.
Good tracking.
There he is right there with his butt to it.
Go and grab him.
We recover him. Johnny calls in the helicopter, Duncan brings it, we sling him up. Wow, never done anything like this. It's just so cool to have a helicopter there, that rough country. We just sling that stag to the helicopter, carry it anywhere we want. Take him back down there to the river for some hero shots.
Nate got it done. The Best of the West gun and Husqvarna scope did the trick. After taking pictures of Nate's stag, the gang heads back to the cabin for some dinner and to talk about their hunts.
No, I gotta refrain.
You ain't got nothing.
Oh, I'm not.
You ain't got nothing.
I'm just being. All I do know is we'd set Duncan down at 500 yards with a 5-mile-an-hour cross one day, and he made a wallaby do a backflip when he hit that dude.
You want you on scope?
You know, you're probably right, Eddie. I mean, you know, in my defense, my light doesn't work in my bathroom. Since we got here, I think you blew it out when you went in there.
the door.
Behind
the door back there.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What does this say pointing right to? Come on.
So your excuse for missing the door.
I thought it was right outside the door. Oh, that was good. You know, that was pretty dumb.
You don't have a back.
I did not have that.
It's behind the door. When the door swings back, it's back there.
We should have had a camera on it.
Oh, that was great. That was amazing.
Way to go.
Your eyes are getting bad, aren't they?
Yeah. It comes with age.
They
It
have
does.
to.